It is time, guys, to review one of my favorite games ever. This is Full Throttle Remastered, the Overrated review, and I am Bradley Overrated. Full on disclosure, I mean, when I say one of my favorite games ever, I'm talking top 10 or top 20 games of all time. I absolutely adored this game as a child, and after going back and doing a Let's Play on my YouTube channel, I still love it to pieces. Having said that, this is a review, and I definitely have some criticisms, and I will discuss those with you, and I will give you a letter grade, and it'll be an honest opinion of mine all the same. So I will try my best to not be biased, but I gotta tell you, it's hard when you have a game that is just this fun. Let's do this.
Business know-how and killer instincts that I respect.
Why, thank you, sir.
But this latest idea of yours, riding up to our shareholders meeting with a gang of bikers?
So the story goes as such. Rip Burger, the guy on the right, has this grand scheme basically to betray a bunch of people and go full-on supervillain, and I mean supervillain. So check this. He wants to take motorcycles, get rid of them entirely, and make minivans. This is not a joke. He wants to make minivans, and we all know minivans suck, and Rip Burger is a total prick because seriously, motorcycles are greater than minivans every day of the week, and I don't care if you like minivans, motorcycles are better. So you play as Ben Throttle, and your goal is to stop him. The story itself is really fun, surprisingly engaging, with excellent character development, and the voice acting in this game is phenomenal. I am not joking when I say that. Every single character has their own personality, and it is just a really well done story. And did I mention that the soundtrack kicks you know what? I mean, it is a fantastic soundtrack that just gets your heart pumping and gets you excited to play this game. They do a really good job with the soundtrack, and since this is the remastered version of the game, you can switch between classic mode from when it looked like way back in '95 to now, and the remastered version looks stunning. They did such a good job polishing this game to bring it to the PS4, and I am happy to report that this game plays just as well on PC. I have double dipped on this game, and I have no regrets because it just looks really awesome. So well done to these guys for all the hard work, because as you can see what it looks like from back then to now, and you can just tell this was a passion project. But rather than continue to gush about the game, how about I actually show you some of the gameplay, because after all, this is a point-and-click adventure game, and there's a lot of pointing and a lot of clicking to be had. And Ben Throttle is an awesome point-and-click type of guy. He can kick things, punch things, observe things, and sometimes, if you're lucky, even put his lips on things and give it a kiss. Or maybe not, but I really like his interactions. He has some funny things to say, and the interactions are just great. Here, check him out right here.
Take that. And that. I'm not putting my lips on that.
And yes, as you play the game, you will be constantly seeing just what exactly Ben will put his lips on. That's part of the fun, is seeing what disgusting thing can I get Ben to put his lips on. So the answer, by the way, is not a lot, but he does do it, if that gives you any hope. So click away. And now outside of that, there are some problems with the game, and one of the biggest problems of this type of game is that it does fall victim to the biggest problem with a lot of point-and-click adventures, and that is what happens when you get stuck. And in this game, there aren't really any hints to help you, and even worse, it's usually due to the fact that there's a little small part on the screen that you were supposed to click on and interact with, or a little tiny item that you needed to collect, and you just didn't notice it, which causes you to go through all of this extra stuff just to find the one item you need. And once you find it or click on that certain spot, you'll just go, oh, that was it. And it can be a little bit frustrating at times when you get into those, and there are 1, 2, or 3 instances where it's just the smallest thing. So my recommendation to you, if you're going to play this game, is to click on everything that highlights and just double check yourself. You'll save yourself a lot of frustration if you do that. And then there are some side activities that you can do in this game, and one of the big things that you can do in this game is you can get, and it's actually part of the main storyline, so I wouldn't necessarily call it a side activity, although it just feels like it, and that's get in bike fights on the road. I love this part of the game, and I always love being able to punch people and use other weapons to try to knock them off the bikes. It's a lot of fun. And then if you're a little bit more patient with this game, you can do other things like play a nice little stab. What's that game called? Red Dead Redemption has it. It's that one where you stick your hand on the table and you use the knife to stab around your fingers, hopefully not cut yourself. I don't know what it's called, but it's in this game too, and you know what? It at least offers something. Although I will say that I do wish there were a little bit more activities in terms of side projects like that you could do in this game. There aren't a lot of them, but it's not really a big deal. Alright guys, enough is enough. It's time to give this game a letter grade. A being the best and F being the worst. And Full Throttle has so many excellent things about it, and the remastered version is a well done, and this is how you should remaster games from the past. Take this as a guide for how to do it. I should also mention that they do give you some extra content and things to check out after you finish the game. So, you know, there's always something there, a little bit extra for the fans, like yours truly. And I give Full Throttle Remastered an A-, and I would have given it an A, and in my heart of hearts, it's an A+. But let's be real, here's some of these puzzles. Like I said, there's a lot of backtracking, and it can be really frustrating. Sometimes there's just these little tiny things that you need to have or find in order to solve the puzzle. And then just sometimes some of these puzzles aren't that difficult, and there's some trial and error that can get involved. So, you know, it's not a perfect game by any means, but it is definitely an enjoyable one. Alright guys, this concludes my review of Full Throttle Remastered for the PS4 and for PC. And I just want to say thank you so much for your time, and I always appreciate it. If you enjoyed this and you want to see more for whatever reason, you know what you need to do. And I will see you guys on the next Overrated video. I am Bradley Overrated, out like a trout, and have a great day.